Okay, so today we're going to look at this tablet from Oscal. It's a 10.1 inch tablet. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM and got 128 gigabytes of storage, or ROM as they call it. Now, I should say that Oscal have sent me this. They've not paid me to do this review. I don't get any commission from sales here. This is my honest review of this particular tablet. So I haven't even opened it yet. So let's just have a look over the actual tablet itself. So on the side, or the box, on the side, there you go, as you can see, it's got there Oscal iPad 70 Wi-Fi. On the top there, we've obviously got the Oscal logo. Again, on the other side, Oscal Pad 70 Wi-Fi, and the logo on the bottom. So let's have a look at the back of the box. But before we do that, let's just have a look. They've got a little sticker up there that just confirms, there you go, 8 RAM, that's 4 plus 4 GB, up to 8 gigabyte extended RAM. I'm not quite sure at the moment if that is saying that it comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM, or you could actually extend the RAM to 8 gigabytes, but I'm sure I'm going to find out. So let's have a look at the back of the box. So as you can see there, it says 10.1 inch, got a resolution of 800 by 1280, 4 plus 4 GB of RAM, 128 GB ROM, a 6500 milliamp hour battery, so quite a large battery, an 8 megapixel front camera, and a 1.3 megapixel rear camera. It's got an RK352 quad-core 2 GHz processor, and there's its dimensions. That's 246.5 by 163 and a thickness of 9.9 millimeters. Now, it obviously runs the Android operating system. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. Now, you might be wondering what that piece of paper is there. That is just covering the serial numbers for this device. So let's just open this up. Give it a little shake. Of course, quite tightly packed in, this, but I'm not reviewing their packing, I'm reviewing their product. There's what looks like, it's a screen protector. So let's just put that to one side. Oh, look at that. You even get an iPad style case with it as well. Wonderful. Looks like quite a good sturdy case, and it's already in the case. Yeah, this just confirms again the specifications. So just looking around the iPad, it looks like we've got, there you go, the front camera on the bottom there. These look like speaker ports, and it's quite a good rugged case, this. And you've obviously got a charging port just there. And I think the charging port is USB-C. I'm just taking out the charger, just there, the charger cable. What that is, a nice thick charge lead as well. Very sturdy. So yes, USB-C at that end, and you've got USB-A at this end. Also got a plug supplied with it. With mine, it looks like it's a European plug, and obviously got the USB-A on this end here. So you just literally plug that in there, and then you plug the other end into here. And there we go. That allows you then to charge it. Also, let's just have a look on the power adapter to see what voltages it accepts. Well, okay, it accepts any voltage from 100 to 240 volts. So this will work worldwide, just as long as you've got an adapter. The voltage, USB, pretty much standard, 5 volts. And it's 2 amps, 10 watts. So quite a high power charger. Good enough for most tablets. Let's just carry on looking round the device. So here we've got a volume up, volume down, and a power button on the side. Also, something that a regular iPad doesn't have, a headphone socket, a standard 3.5mm jack headphone socket, so no converters required. You've also got on the back here your cameras, and it says there AI camera. So you've got what looks like 3 cameras there. So it looks like you've got a camera there, and a small AI camera there and what looks like a flash. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the tablet out of its case so you can actually see properly. So there you go. There's the 3.5mm headphone jack, power and volume. Nothing on the bottom there. You've got what looks like speakers under there, and you've got a USB-C socket for charging, and I imagine data as well. And you've also got a little card slot just there, which in actual fact is when you put it in the case unfortunately I think covers that slot, but it's not the end of the world. You can, it covers it. You can get it out of its case. So what else have we got in the box? We've got this quick start guide here, which, yes, so it just confirms. There's also a microphone under there as well. I don't know how well that's going to perform if it's underneath the case, but you've got the USB-C charger socket, a SIM card slot, front camera, screen. You've got on the back, camera, flashlight, headphone jack, power, volume up, volume down, and yes, those are speakers there. And it shows you here also how to insert a TF card. The battery in this is non-removable, which is not unusual these days. Most tablets haven't got a removable battery. Not a lot of laptops. I don't think any laptops have actually got removable batteries these days either. Not at all surprising. Let's just peel off that there. Peel off mask. It didn't actually come off, but not to worry. Let's just take it out of its case. It might be the fact I never took it out of its case, which is the reason why that didn't work. But I'm just going to peel off this cover on the screen. And as you can see there, a nice shiny screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try powering up the tablet. So let's just push the button on the side. We'll see if it comes with any charge. Yes, it obviously does come with some charge. Incidentally, while I'm waiting for the camera to refocus, the actual case cover doubles up as a stand as well. So you've got all these things included that you don't get included, say, with an iPad straight away. You don't get a nice rugged case for it. You don't get a good old fashioned 3.5mm jack for listening to music or listening to sounds on here. The battery, in actual fact, is quite well charged. It's about, I'd say about 85-90% charged. It's asking us to select our language and our vision settings. So we've got English United States. Just going to check, has it got English United Kingdom? It's just got English there, but doesn't look like English United Kingdom. No. Okay, we'll just leave it on English United States. Vision settings, let's touch that, see what is on that. So you can set the display and text size. You can set the magnification. So if you want to make the fonts bigger, you can do from the outset, or you can make them smaller. You can also change the display size as well, make everything bigger or smaller. So, and it gives you an example at the top there, you go, what it's doing. Let's just set that back to normal. You can even choose bold text and high contrast text as well. So if you've got sight problems, this will really, really help. So let's just go back, and you can also change magnification. You've got a magnification shortcut. So it says use the accessibility button, which will be on the side of the screen, to magnify. That's the little magnifying glass just there. Let's just turn that off. You've got a option here, keep on while switching apps. Magnifier stays on and zooms out when you switch apps. Select to speak, tap items on your screen to hear them read out aloud. You've got a talk back function, a screen reader, primarily for people with blindness and low vision. So it's good that they are catering for people with low vision. Fantastic. Not a lot of devices do cater for people with low vision, certainly not straight out of the box. I've just moved the camera a little closer to make it easier to see. So I'm just going to tap done. Okay, so I've selected English United States. My vision settings, I've left them alone at the moment, but you can change those. So let's just go to start. And here it wants to connect to Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up to my Wi-Fi. I'm going to pause this video while I do that, and we'll come back to it in a moment. A couple of things to point out about the Wi-Fi. It does allow 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi as well as 2.4 gigahertz. And what I liked as well was around this way here, so it's long ways, the screen keyboard, the buttons are huge, they're brilliant. And you've also got the number buttons along the top. There's no mucking around hitting that 1, 2, 3. They're out of the box. Let's just see what it's like spinning it around. Even round this way, again, the buttons are huge on the keyboard, so good for people with fat fingers like me. It's now connecting and it's saying, getting your tablet ready. This may take a few minutes. And yes, this certainly is taking a few minutes. It's obviously just getting the tablet up to date with the latest features, the latest apps. So I'm just going to leave it, let it do what it needs to do. It's now moved on saying just a few moments. Okay, so it's now given us the option to copy apps and data from an old Android device. So it says here you can choose to transfer your apps, phone, contacts, Google account and more. So I'm just going to say don't copy because I haven't got a tablet to copy from. And it's now checking info. And we're now back to this screen here with the circle spinning around just saying checking info. Okay, so it's now asking us to sign in to Google. If we haven't got an account, we can tap create one and we can create one. Or if we have, then we can enter in our details just there. I've signed in. I've now got to agree to Google's terms and conditions or don't add the account now. So I'm just going to agree to them. And we're back to this spinny circle again, getting account info. And we've got to tell it what Google services are we going to be using. So select the services that you're likely to be using and then tap accept. Again, back to this spinny circle. So it now wants us to choose our search engine and I'm going to choose Google, but you can choose any one of those and there's a few more if you swipe upwards too. But I'm just going to stick with good old Google and tap set as default. Now it gives us an option here to create a PIN lock on our screen. So it says it must be at least 4 digits, but a 6-digit PIN is recommended for added security. You can go further than that if you want to. I'm going to skip this bit for the moment. So it's warning me that I really need a PIN, but this is only for just demonstration purposes. So I'm just going to skip that anyway. And now it's asking me if I want to set up Google Assistant, which I'm going to skip at the moment, but you can do that on here. You can set up Google Assistant. Access Assistant without unlocking your device. So if you want to be able to say the magic words Google whilst the device is locked, then you have to agree to this. These so far are all pretty much standard setup things for an Android tablet. I've not seen anything out of the ordinary here. So I'm just going to say no thanks to this. Don't need to add any more details or change the font size or add wallpaper. And here we go. We've gone straight in now to the main menu on the tablet. As you'll see, there's no button on the front of this iPad either. So if I want to come out of anything, I've just got just like an iPad, flick upwards off that bar at the bottom of the screen. So let's have a look at the settings on here. So I'm just going to tap the settings cog and let's just swipe all the way down and go to about tablet. And let's just see what it says. So it's got the device name and let's just scroll upwards. We've got the iPad model, we've got the tablet's model, the Pad 70 Wi-Fi, the RAM here. So we've got 4 GB plus 3 GB. Android version is 14. I'm just going to go back to the RAM and tap on RAM. And here it actually allows us to expand the RAM to load more programs in the background, have more things running in the background. So if things start slowing down or when you try and load apps, they crash or they start complaining there's not enough RAM on the system, then you can adjust how much extra RAM you want to increase on there for the tablet. So what it actually does is it actually takes the internal storage away to give you extra RAM. As you can see there, I've increased the RAM to 8 GB and it says here, any change to the settings needs a restart to take effect. So we need to restart this to actually allocate that amount of RAM. So let's just press the back button, see what else we've got here. So we've got Android 14. The security update is up to 1st of February 2024, but we probably do need to update that. I'm going to have a look and see if we can update the system. So if I want to update the tablet, let's just go back and go to System, and then scroll upwards and go to System Update just there. And it does actually say there's an update available. So I'm going to install that update. It might take a little bit of time, and I'll pause this video and we'll come back to it once the update is installed. Right, so I've just installed the update. It's just restarted, and let's just swipe upwards and see what happens. So there we go. It took a little bit of time to get going there, but I think that's generally pretty normal once you've just installed an update, because after you've installed the update, it's still doing a bit of tidying up in the background. On the camera front, and I took a few photos, and what I'll do is I'm going to show these actually on the screen, but they're not too bad, to be quite honest with you. That was a picture of my cat sleeping. Now, inside her cat bed, that is very, very dark in there. That wasn't a problem, as you can see, for this camera. If I zoom in, not bad at all. Let's just give YouTube a try. The first time you go into some of these apps, it does take a little while to open them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to search. Let's just search for me. So keyboard's come up, keyboard's disappeared. Let's just tap there again. Don't know if that was me or whether the keyboard just disappeared. I think it might have been me. I might have accidentally tapped in the wrong place. So I've typed in my name. I'm just going to tap the search button. And there we go. There's some of my latest videos there. Let's just tap on a video. I'm just going to have a listen to the sound as well as the video quality. Really need to watch the whole of this video, and you really need to do this right now. Like this video, share it and subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm just going to try the volume because at the moment it's quite low. So what am I talking about? There we go. Chrome has recently been hit with... Now, the microphone I'm using isn't really designed to pick up background noises, so let's just try and turn it round so that the speaker's pointing to the microphone. They might be able to intercept your banking, they might be able to intercept purchases. Who knows? There's a lot of vulnerabilities, and this year in 2024, now, it just keeps happening. That's a great sound. It is a great sound. A little bit tinny, but no, I don't think any worse than any other tablet or iPad that I've ever had. Don't forget, you've still got this. I know you can't see it because it's a bit blurry, but the 3.5mm jack there, so you can plug in a set of standard headphones. So what else have we got on here? Quite handily, we've got Bluetooth. We've also got a flashlight. If I press flashlight, there you go, as you can see, a flashlight on the back of the tablet. You've also got do not disturb, so if you want a bit of quiet time, you don't want to be disturbed by emails and messages coming in, then you've got that too. You can turn that on or off. And if we swipe down a little further, we've also got an alarm there we can set if we want to. We've got airplane mode, device controls if we've got Google Home, I imagine, or a home setup, auto rotate so that it doesn't spin round when you turn your tablet sideways. Looks like we've got some more settings over there. So we've got a battery saver. So if you do need all-day battery, and this is quite a big battery you've got in here anyway, you can turn the battery saver on, and that turns on dark themes, restricts background activity, and delays notifications, all in the attempt to try and reduce the amount of battery being used. You've got screencast, so if you want to cast your screen to a Chromecast compatible screen, then you can do that. You've got a screen record built in. Quite often you need an app for that. You've also got a QR code scanner, so if you see those QR codes about the place and you need to scan one, you can just go into that quickly there. Mic access available, so you can turn that on or off. Security and privacy, so you can go in there and you can check your status of the privacy. So, and it's warning me here at the moment that I haven't set a screen lock, so my privacy could be at risk. On here, you've also got the Google Play Store, so you can install any of the apps that are available on the Play Store. There's plenty of those available here. Something I'm going to have a look at, I'm just going to go into settings and we're just going to see what kind of storage we've got. Now, don't forget, I did go into the RAM and I increased the RAM. So I took 8 gigabytes of RAM away from the storage. So out of the box, we've really not a lot installed on there. We've actually used 20 gigabytes. And if I scroll upwards, they go 19 gigabytes is already been used by the system, i.e. Google's Chrome system, i.e. Google's Android system, being obviously Android 14. 1.3 gigabytes I have been used up with apps. 8.6 megabytes of images. So as I say, I took a few photos there. Let's just go into apps and we'll just see. Let's see what apps we can remove from here. So YouTube Music, we can't remove that by the looks of it. No, we can just clear the storage and clear the cache. Quite a few of these Google apps we can't remove. They come built in to the system. But there's some that we may well be able to. I think Google TV, can we remove that? No, we can't remove that. I think it seems to look like all of the apps that have already come pre-installed, you can't actually remove on there, which again is quite typical of most iPads and tablets. The battery's showing, I mean, it's 437 now, and I've been running this, I've been doing updates, I've been setting things up on it. It says the battery's going to be good until 10 o'clock tonight at the moment. Bearing in mind, it didn't come fully charged. I think it must have been about 85% charged. So we've only used 15% in the actual setup of this. But you've got pretty standard settings on there for an Android tablet. But what I do like is I do like the ease of reading this screen. My eyesight isn't brilliant. I can almost read it without my glasses, which if I'm using an iPad or a phone, I often need my glasses to read absolutely anything on the screen nowadays. But this, nice and big, nice and clear. The screen is very, very clear. The sound is good. In terms of usability, yes, very, very good. If you tap on something, there's sometimes a slight delay, which again is typical of an Android tablet, a budget Android tablet. But I think the quality of the screen does really make up for it. I mean, if I go into things like YouTube there, as you can say, I'll tap that. Okay, it hung for a bit going in, but it's not that bad. It's not that slow. Let's just go back to, say, the Play Store there. As you can see, that loaded pretty quick. It tends to be, once you've opened an app once, that's it. It's pretty quick at reopening again. So, yeah, as you can see, almost instant there. It just seems to be the very first time you open an app, it does take a little bit longer to load up. But all in all, this is certainly a very good tablet, especially if you can't afford something like an iPad. The weight of the tablet is 520.5 grams, so fairly light, but feels really quite sturdy, to be quite honest with you, especially with the included case. The battery in it, like I say, is a very good battery, and they claim on here in standby it can last 553 hours. Now, the battery's a 6,580 milliamp hour battery. Now, they say that's enough to play 14.5 hours of music, 6.5 hours of web browsing, 4.7 hours of video, and 3.4 hours of gaming. It comes pre-installed with all of these apps and also comes with WPS Office, which is fully compatible with Microsoft Office. And for those of you wondering about the expansion card that you can fit into the side of this, just next to the power socket, just there, the one that's covered up. If you've got the cover on, you can fit a 1 terabyte card in there if you need to. So that it really does expand the storage for you. So there you go. So what do I think overall? Well, it's not going to compete against an Apple iPad, but then it's not trying to compete against one of those. Apple iPads are smoother, faster in operation, but this here can do everything an Apple iPad can do, okay, with the exception of FaceTime and messages through the Apple system, but you can't do that with any other tablet apart from an Apple iPad or an iPhone. They're restricted by Apple. To be quite honest with you, this is a great system. It really is. And as I say, once you get going with it, it's really quite quick, really quite responsive. There's a little bit of lag in there, but you're not going to pay iPad prices for this. This would be good, certainly, for an elder relative, someone that doesn't have very good eyesight, because like I say, the screen is nice and clear. The lettering on the screen out of the box comes out really quite large, and you've also got that option to be able to increase that even more should you need to. If you want to find out more about this tablet, then please have a look in the description down below. There's more details down there. Thanks very much for watching, and speak to you again soon.